Yeah.
Ready?
Oh my god.
See?
That one missed too.
I think there's a turtle feeding them right there in the edge. Oh, it smells bad. It smells like dog food.
Biscuit for them. That's not much.
Now, like birds and all that, that's just an appetizer.
Yeah, I know it.
We're going.
Up, come on.
Oh, right here. Nice.
Ran, I got distracted. Back up. Back up. Back up.
Look how close those guys are to them, huh? Like that? Nancy!
We're good, we're good.
Okay. Look at that.
And you want them to go get it? No, don't dare.
I like it. Oh, he'll search the bottom as well.
Look at them all waiting, huh? That one out there.
Alright, so as you can see, they're pretty well trained. They didn't come out of the water. There are a couple times where we did have to tell them to back up, and they did so. You can see them kind of sink back into the water. Now what they're doing now is they're trying to find these biscuits on the bottom as well. Because some of them missed them, and so they'll sink to the bottom and they'll go and look for them as well. So if you see some that might not have, oh, I didn't see that guy get one, they'll find them on the bottom and they'll get them. Now, I do have to tell you guys this. These guys are very well trained, like I said. We are also very well trained to read animal behavior and to know how that animal's feeling, whether we should get out of the way or whatever. So please, the biggest thing we have the message to you guys is don't feed alligators out in the wild. So if you see us doing it here, it seems pretty easy. It's not, and these guys had to go through a lot of training in order to get this way and in order to stay in the water and not come out at us. Now in the wild, the alligator's not going to stay in the water. Okay, if they've been fed by someone else, we end up being a two-legged vending machine, and they are what you call a nuisance animal. And that's what that creates. It creates a nuisance animal, which can cause a lot of problems. So I do have to tell everyone, please don't feed alligators out in the wild. It is illegal to mess with alligators or to feed them. So make sure that that's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and open up for questions. What questions do you guys have about alligators? Anything?
How many times do you feed them?
What was that?
How many times a day do you feed them?
Oh, that's a great question. How many times do we feed them? So this is our first time feeding on a Tuesday. We were feeding them just once a week. Now we're feeding them twice a week. So we'll feed them on Saturday and Tuesday. Now the reason for that is because they're what we call an ectothermic animal, or a cold-blooded animal. So these guys don't have to eat like you and I, because we have to keep our body temperature hot. Because they rely on the outside environment to do so, they actually do not have to eat very often. They're very conservative animals when it comes to energy, and they can survive on not very much. So one of these guys right now probably eat about 16 pounds a week. Okay, that's probably less than I eat. All right, so, and we'll feed one of our tigers 16 pounds in one day. So that's a good comparison. That's the difference between an ectothermic and endothermic animal, cold-blooded and warm-blooded animals. We're endothermic, so we have to eat and create our own body temperature. So they don't eat quite as much as you'd think so. So you prefer an 800-pound animal, and it's about 16 pounds a week. Any other questions? I know you guys got more. Yeah, they stay in this exhibit all year round. These animals are native to Florida. So right now in Florida, there's about 1.5 million alligators, and so they are used to all of the temperature change and everything like that. They can take a cooler climate over the winter, and this is a perfect habitat for them because we have just the right amount of alligators to the size of the habitat. Any other questions? Go ahead. That's right. So he asked when they lose their teeth, do the teeth grow back? Yes, they do. So they'll lose teeth. It's kind of like a shark. It's more like a traffic cone. Once one tooth pops out, another one will slowly grow in after that, and they can go through 2,000 to 3,000 teeth in a lifetime. Okay, so if you see some of them, maybe without a tooth or something like that, don't worry, it'll grow back. Yeah, you have one too? Question? Yes, that's a great question. Do they use their tails to help them swim? Yes, they do. That tail is full of muscle, and they can swim up to 20 miles an hour because that propels them through the water. But the other thing about that is it also slows them down on land. So they're a lot more at home in the water, and they prefer to be in the water because they can swim so fast. But on land, it's not so much.
Why are they just not touching the turtles? Why are they just...
Because we feed them. So he asked about the turtles. Why don't they go after the turtles? They would eat turtles, fish, and birds, mainly in the wild. So turtles would be on their diet. But here, because we feed our alligators, they look to us as a food source rather than the natural prey items in the pond. So the turtles are fairly safe. We see the turtles riding on their back, crawling right over their mouths, all that stuff. Yeah, last question. I can take another. Go ahead. Well, the biggest one on record was in the 1800s, the late 1800s, early 1900s, around that time period. And it was 19 feet 2 inches long. So they can get really, really big, okay? So we have some 10-footers in here. Just imagine double that. He was well over 1,000 pounds as well. Yeah, there's a dominant male in here. So there would be a dominant male. He's going to be one of the bigger ones. It alternates every once in a while, especially around this time of year. But yeah, and it's fairly peaceful because we have all males, and all you guys out there, you know, females cause problems. So I'm just kidding. No, female alligators cause problems.
So do you breed?
No, we are not breeding right now, mainly because we used to breed because alligators were once extinct. Or sorry, not extinct. They were endangered, on the brink of extinction. And so we partook in a breeding program to help boost the numbers out in the wild. But right now there are about 1.5 million alligators in just the state of Florida alone. And so there's no need for us to reproduce and put them back into the wild. So we're just making